So
Also,
Tony, I think the algorithm for YouTube works better if you and Fabio do the classes to dancing to K-pop.
yeah, that's right. That is right.
True. Yeah.
If there were more cats involved, we would have already had this thing. This class that you're in right now is going on inside of the premium school community. And we wanted to open it up today so that you can see that we're really doing hard work here in the premium community. So this part, everyone, this is the hard sale. You got to do it. You got to do it. There's no reason not to do it. It's the free 7-day trial. All right. So what's the verb starting point, everyone?
Estoy.
Gracias. Estoy. All right. That's where I put my pivot foot, right? Like if my question pushes you, you're going to fall if you can't find a verb standing point. In this case, estoy. What you say from there, it's up to you. You can say whatever. You can say estoy bien, Jason. You can say estoy estupendo, Jason. You can say estoy estupenda, Sabrina. You can say estoy enferma, Sue. You can say whatever you want, but everyone needs to use estoy. That's the first thing that's going on, is that it's the verb starting point. It's the best thing you can do when playing the question game.
Bien.
Bien. Second thing that's going on is that we're working on building a routine, or sometimes call that reflex. You don't want to have to think, like if the question "Cómo estás" comes at you, you don't want to get caught sitting there going, what's eso, donde, cómo, donde? No, you got it ready to go. You're ready to say estoy something. I don't even know what I'm going to say. Estoy something. Everyone asks me how I'm doing.
Frigo.
Hmm?
Estoy frigo.
Frío. I can't always tell who says things. So if I say someone said, forgive me, but we said estoy frío. Whoever said that has to write it down. Can you write it down? Who was that, Paul? Write it down. Can you say
Tim, I said it, Tim.
Tim said it. Okay, estoy frío.
Frío.
Or maybe tengo frío is actually better. Tengo frío, literally, I have cold. What's the verb starting point?
Estoy.
No.
Oh, tango.
Tango.
It's a different verb. I'm learning that yet.
It's all good. So all we're doing is practicing answering a question. But what we're really going for is building reflex in Spanish. Because if you don't build reflex now, it's not going to come later. Like you're learning to dance salsa, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, like steps, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you can't feel the rhythm with the 4 steps, you're not going to all of a sudden feel it when it's like time to, like, now we're practicing spinning each other over our heads. Like the reflex is not going to be there. The reflex needs to be there now. Okay, Tim, so I'm going to say, Tim, ¿cómo estás?
Estoy bien, Tony.
Can you say, I'm good, but I'm cold?
Estoy bien o frío.
Estoy bien, pero tengo frío. Can you try to take that one more time, Tim?
Pero tengo frío.
The whole thing?
Estoy bien, tengo frío.
Yeah, it's right there in the chat. You see the chat channel, right?
Yeah, I could see it, and then I shut my eyes, so I couldn't see it.
Why make it harder on yourself? It's right. If you can read it, you can read it. There's no point. There's no extra points for all. He shut his eyes, everyone. He shut his eyes. I'm good, but I'm cold. You got to be able to say that. Just because you can say that doesn't mean that you're fluent in Spanish, but you can't be fluent in Spanish if you can't say that. So the time to say that is now. So Timothy, ¿cómo estás?
Como esto frío, esto bien, Tony. Tengo frío.
All right. Can you read it word for word?
No, because I can't see it now. It's gone off the screen. It's only a rolling credit. It's a rolling subtitle with 2 lines.
Can you click the chat channel? Because we need you to see the chat channel.
Oh, yeah. It's on the other side of the screen.
In the meantime, everyone think of your own answer. You only need one answer, but now's the time to build that answer, and now's the time to do what we call committing to knowing that answer. You know how in the typical Spanish class you get taught a bunch of stuff, but then if you look back, you're like, what did I really learn? It's like, dude, I actually didn't learn anything in those 10 years. 10 years. This is why, because you didn't just commit to learning it now. Commit to learn something now. You're all right, Tim, you got it?
Yep.
All right.
Estoy
¿Cómo estás?
bien, pero tengo frío.
Okay, now it sounds good. Now it's going. Did you write it down?
Not yet. I've just read it though. But I've
All
got the
Good.
fragments written down.
All right, go ahead and write the whole thing down, please.
Okay. Thank
Anyone
you.
have anything else here? Paul, you have something for us? Jason, you have anything creative? You don't have to know how to say it. You can say, hey, how do you say that? How do you say this? How do you say that?
So I could say estoy bien, pero tengo calda.
Pero tengo calor.
Calor is hot.
Tengo calor.
Calor. Okay.
Beautiful.
Pero tengo calor.
Everyone should be able to see that. Is that
Yep.
Paul? I can't
Yep.
always. Okay, Paul,
Yep.
can you? Paul, ¿cómo estás?
Estoy bien, Tony, pero tengo calor.
Tengo calor. Tengo
Calor.
frío. Look, everyone here is either too hot, too cold, or just right, right? So now's the time to
Goldilocks.
learn that. If you're too hot, say tengo calor. If you're too cold, say tengo frío. And if you're just right, say I'm good. Now you can either jump in and make noise. There's no penalty, Sabrina. If you want to jump in and elbow Tim out of the way and say, oh, I'm just going to speak Spanish. There's no, everyone can do that, Sue.
Estoy bien, Tony. ¿Y tú?
Gracias. Muy bien. Muy bien. Muy bien. Estoy bien. Estoy bien. No tengo frío.
calor. Tengo
Tienes
calor,
calor.
pero estoy bien.
Pero estoy bien. Muy bien.
Estoy cansado.
Someone's cansado. Estoy cansado. Estoy cansado. Everyone
Tengo
here.
frío también.
Tengo frío también.
Estoy muy,
Sí.
estoy muy bien, pero tengo. ¿Y tú, Tony?
Estoy muy bien. Muchas gracias. Let me quickly do an administrative thing here. We too are getting used to Zoom with bigger groups, by the way, guys. So co-host Fabio, right? All right. All right. So you see the idea here. I'm not telling you what you have to learn. I'm saying you can say this, you can say that, but whatever you choose, commit to knowing that because it's not the last time we'll say. ¿Cómo estás? Dave, ¿cómo estás?
Estoy cansado.
Estoy cansado. Sabrina, ¿cómo estás?
Estoy bien, no tengo calor, no tengo frío porque tengo calefacción
Muy bien en la casa, ¿no?
en la casa.
Perfecto. Rob, ¿cómo estás?
Estoy bien, muy bien, pero tengo calor.
Estoy bien. pero
Okay.
tengo calor.
¿Y tú, Tony?
Gracias. Rob, estoy bien. No tengo calor.
Sí.
No tengo frío. Estoy bien.
Mm.
¿Y tú, Jeremiah, cómo estás, amigo? Bien. Excelente. All right. Lesson 1. Any comments? Any questions? No?
I have a
Yeah.
question.
How do you say I'm comfortable?
Estoy cómodo.
Cómodo. Okay. Gracias.
De nada. Estoy cómodo. And a woman would say estoy cómoda.
Okay.
No, yeah. So cómoda. If you're comfy, so you say estoy cómoda. Susana, estoy cómoda. Paul, estoy cómodo. You choose if you want to learn that word right now. I don't care if you know the word. If you don't know when the question comes at you, if you don't know the word, I don't care. Don't try to say it. Say the thing you know.
Okay, estoy un poco nerviosa.
Nerviosa.
Sí.
But I'm good.
Pero estoy bien.
Estoy nerviosa. Timothy would say nervioso. Again, learn it now, learn it later. I do not care. I just need you to be able to have an answer when I say, Sabrina, ¿cómo estás? I say, Sabrina, ¿cómo estás? And you say, estoy un poquito nerviosa, pero estoy bien. ¿Y tú, Sabrina, cómo estás?
Estoy bien, un poquito nerviosa, pero estoy bien.
Excelente,
¿Y
excelente.
tú, Tony, cómo estás?
Muy bien también. Estoy muy bien. Y no estoy nervioso. Estoy bien. ¿Va? Muy bien.
I have a question, Tony.
A ver.
You're switching between written and spoken,
Mhm.
which for me is a bit confusing.
You want it all written?
I don't know what I want.
Okay, so let me tell you what you want.
I'm just identifying that if this is going to be spoken at some point consistently, or is it going to be written
That's up to
consistently?
you. That's up to you. Because if you, what we want is that you don't need it written. So if you can say, if you can
Yeah.
produce an answer to my question and not need to see it written, then even better. That is what we're going for. We care about speaking practice, and here's the mantra that I often use when it comes to that, Timothy. It's the best speaking practice is speaking practice. The second best practice is writing practice.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. I agree with that totally.
Muy bien, muy bien. So yeah, we don't want the words, or we don't care about the words at the end of the day. But if you need the words to say the thing perfectly, then you still need the words.
Yeah, I understand that as well.
That's it. That's it. All right, muy bien.
Thank you for clarifying.
You're welcome, Timothy. Okay.
Gracias. Gracias.
De nada, de nada, de nada. All right. All right. So here's what we like to do. You like to start with a topic in mind. So let the topic be. This is a whole method thing. It's a whole method. You can reproduce this. You can do this ad nauseum, Timothy. So what's a good topic right now? Let the topic be travel. Let it be traveling. You'll see where it goes. How do you say traveling? Anyone, Francisco? How do you say traveling?
Viajar.
Viajar. Excuse me. Bless you. Now, viajar, everyone. Viajar. Y'all see it? Viajar. You can say it. Cass. Viajar. Viajar. Thank you, Paul. Getting into it. Jason.
Viajar.
Timothy,
Viajar.
Viajar.
See, I wouldn't write it, Timothy, but we got to write it first. So viajar.
Yeah.
You know.
Viajar.
Right. Viajar. Muy bien.
We
Okay?
say viajar.
Viajar.
Horacio.
I'm native, so viajar. In Spain, they will pronounce hard, more strong. But in Latin American, we say viajar is softer.
Softer. Thank you. Muy bien. Muy bien. And by the way, everyone, I introduced Susanna. There's Horacio, Francisco, and Cass. We're a close-knit group that's been working for almost 2 months now, I think, in the premium. So if it looks like we know each other better, that's the reason why. And thank you for that, Horacio. So what's the topic, everyone? Jason, what's the topic?
Viajar.
Viajar.
Yeah.
Here's what happens. This is all method stuff, right? Topics flow into questions. Yeah, we're here to learn Spanish, but it's better to learn how to learn Spanish, right? I'm telling you, this is it. So the topic flows into questions. It makes sense, doesn't it, Sue? If the topic were cats, I don't care what language you're speaking, the question is going to be, oh, do you have any cats? What's your cats? How many cats do you have, right? And any topic, you can pull it out of a hat, is going to flow into a question, okay? So if the topic or tema, guys, is viajar, the question or pregunta could be any question, but I'm gonna start with this one for you guys. Give me a second. The question is that, guys. La pregunta es: ¿Has ido a? You can either say it or whisper it or really say it or mute and yell it. I don't know. Did it somehow work? Can you say it? Can you say has ido?
Has ido a.
Has ido a?
Ha sido you. Ha sido you.
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
I'm just being funny.
Oh. All right.
Has ido Guam.
There you go. There you go. There you go. All right. Someone asked me if I've ever been to Mexico. Say, Tony, ¿has ido a Mexico?
Tony, has ido a México?
Yeah, this is the time to do it. Everyone can, it doesn't hurt to say it. ¿Has ido a Mexico? In fact, everyone practice flooding the channel with volume for a second. Can everyone say it?
Has ido a Mexico?
Has
Tony?
ido a
Sido
Has
Mexico.
ido a
Sido
Mexico.
Tejas.
And then we'll do this. All right. Nice.
España.
You understood the assignment. Then we'll go. Conductors. All right. Gracias. There it is. Conductor. All right. This is the question for your notebook. Ultimately, you're your own teacher. So you want to be able to say literally, have you gone to? That's the breakdown. Have you gone to? ¿Has ido a? ¿Has ido a México, Tony? ¿Has ido a Guam? ¿Has ido a Texas? ¿Has ido a Colombia? XYZ. Italia, Sabrina. Sabrina, can you ask me if I've been to Italia?
¿Has ido a Italia, Tony?
Mm-hmm. My answer, going to put it in the chat here. C. Sabrina. What's my verb starting point?
Has ido.
First person. C.
Ear to go.
Sure, it comes from to go. I do take that. I do appreciate that. But we're not worried about ir right now because that just throws us off the track. Like I have to think, oh, where does it come from? That's training my mind to think that in order to produce an answer, I need to know where it comes from at all times. If you ask the native Spanish speaker, has ido a XYZ place, the infinitive verb ir doesn't come to mind any more than if you ask a question to a native English speaker, do they think about all the conjugations of the verbs or anything grammatical whatsoever? It's all about reflex. So your question, Sabrina, was, Tony, has ido a Italia?
¿Has ido a Italia, Tony?
Sí, he ido a Italia. Someone else might say, no he ido a Italia. Here's a true statement. No he ido a Guam. No he ido. I'm going to try to blend it. No he ido. No he ido a Guam. No he ido a Texas? No, sí, Sabrina. He ido. Got two options there. He ido or no he ido. So everyone got it? It's just you push, it's the push of a button. Push the button. Either he ido a. Let's go around the horn real quick. Mexico, sí o no? Jason, it's either sí, he ido a Mexico or no he ido a Mexico. Jason.
Sí, he ido a Mexico.
Perfecto. Timothy.
No, he ido no Mexico.
You got to say it perfect next time, but that's right. You work on it. That's why we're writing it. All right. Sabrina, ¿has ido a México?
No he ido a México.
No he ido a México. Sue, ¿has ido a México? I think I could read the lips good enough. Paul, ¿has ido a México? ¿Sí o no?
Sí, ido a Mexico.
All right, nice. Sí. He ido.
He ido.
Nice. A México. This is your chance as well, Timothy. Or no.
No, he ido a Mexico.
Nice. See if everyone can get the syllables there. It's he ido. Here's a mantra. Use your ears, not your eyes. If you hear he ido, say he ido.
He ido.
It's not harder. It's not harder. Right? He ido. Nice. All right. Timothy, final answer. He ido a Mexico or no he ido a Mexico?
No, he ido Mexico.
You missed a word.
Eh.
Can you give me the whole thing again?
No, he ido a Mexico.
Yep. That sound is a Mexico. And this is for everyone. A Mexico.
Oh, Mexico.
A Mexico.
Mexico.
A Mexico, Jason. A Mexico, Paul. A Mexico, Rob. A Mexico.
A Mexico.
A Mexico.
A Mexico.
Muy bien. Muy bien. Can everyone write a question for me saying, Tony, have you been to XYZ place? When you have it, just shout it out. Say, Paul, say, Tony, ¿has ido a Francia? Cass says, ¿has ido a Baltimore? Sí, Cass. He ido a Baltimore.
¿Has ido a Canadá?
Sí, he ido a Canada. ¿Has ido a Athens? Says Dave. Thank you, Dave. Athens. There's probably a way to say Athens. Francisco, how do you say Athens?
Atenas.
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 Atenas. No, Dave. No he ido. No he ido a Atenas. Thank you, Paul. London, everyone, is Londres. Australia. There we go. I like this. I like the chat channel. I like to do the chat channel. I like that. I like that. That's the option. Australia, no. No he ido a Australia. Londres, sí. He ido a Londres. Miami, sí.
Tony,
Sí.
idos a Paraguay?
Muy bien, muy bien. ¿Has ido a Paraguay? Please try that again to me. ¿Has ido a
Has idos a Paraguay?
I heard CEDOS, EDOS, all types of extra letters.
Sorry, I'm not very good at this. Has ido a Paraguay?
Muy bien, muy bien. Here's the thing, and again, this is, I swear this is for everyone. This is methodology stuff. If you can't be perfect in 5 words, right? Like you'll never get perfect. It's like laying down a line of bricks. Like if the bricks are bad on the first line of the wall, 10 layers later, it's going to get good. Like, you know what I mean? It's the time to make it perfect. They say practice makes perfect, but you could also say perfect practice makes perfect.
I tried to build a wall about 2 years ago, and I thought they were perfect. But after I got to about layer 3 and 4, you could see that they weren't.
There you go. So we're starting over. All right. Horacio, can you ask me that in voz alta, por favor, Horacio?
¿Has ido a Orlando?
Sí, he ido a Orlando. Horacio, fui a Orlando con mi familia cuando era niño y fuimos todos a Disney World.
Muy bien. ¿Y has ido a Cartagena, Colombia?
No, nunca he ido a Cartagena, Colombia, pero primeramente Dios, en el futuro voy a ir porque quiero ir.
Qué
Quiero
bien.
conocer Colombia.
Ah, súper.
¿Y tú, Horacio, has ido a Orlando, Florida?
Sí, he ido varias veces a Orlando, Florida. La última fue en julio del 2019.
Muy bien, muy bien. All right, very nice. Quick, as we all get to know each other, know like the flow here and understand the mechanics of things. All of a sudden, Horacio, native speaker, tells you, yeah, fui a varias veces. La última vez fue da, 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 da. When we hear Horacio say something, I'm wondering what am I supposed to do right now? Am I, oh, well, I didn't get that. I couldn't hear. I didn't understand. I couldn't say that myself. But I think you can understand if you apply what we call listening strategy. And listening strategy is when you train your mind to only listen for keywords. That's the core of listening strategy. And it takes mental discipline, because usually what happens is someone starts speaking Spanish. You go, oh no, these are those words I'm supposed to know. Oh, what are they? And you grasp at them. But instead, no. We heard Orlando and we heard Julio. Julio is the month of July. So without understanding even 10% of the words, just by hearing Orlando, as in the city of Orlando, and the month of Julio, what did Horacio say? In English. Tell me in English.
You went to Disney World in last July?
The
Right.
last time was
Mhm.
July of 2019.
Beautiful, beautiful, Paul. Beautiful, right? Look, it's either if I hear Orlando, thank you, Paul. If I hear Orlando and I hear Julio, it's one of two things. Either he's going there this July or he went last July, right? Like it's common sense when it comes to listening practice. I remember being in a group class, by the way, and I said, and it was like beginner Spanish class. I was like, you know what? Watch Spanish TV tonight and just see what you get. And the next day we had class, and they said I didn't understand anything. And I was like, really? You didn't understand anything? And they're like, yeah, I didn't understand anything. I'm like, okay, well, tonight, watch Spanish channel again, but this time put it on mute. So there's no Spanish. And then the next day, I'm like, so what did you guys understand? They're like, oh, well, it was like a telenovela soap opera. And like the guy, I think, was like cheating on his wife, typical soap opera or whatever, because he had like lipstick on his collar and she slapped him. And then she said, you know, da da da. It's like, oh, so you understood more on mute than you did with the Spanish on. So all of a sudden, so how is it that Spanish, like being able to hear a word, how is that worse? Should only be better. Any comments or questions there? Anyone? That's the essence of listening practice. ¿Y qué de ti, Francisco? Here comes more listening practice. ¿Y qué de ti, Francisco? ¿Me puedes hablar de los lugares a los que tú has ido en tu vida, en tu experiencia? Estados Unidos, Europa, Perú, Puerto Rico, México. ¿A dónde has ido tú en tus viajes?
He viajado a los Estados Unidos, a Canadá, a Latinoamérica y a Europa.
Muy bien. ¿Cuáles países en Latinoamérica?
Paraguay, Argentina y la punta sur de Brasil, Foz do Iguazú.
Muy bien, muy bien. ¿Y en Europa a cuáles países has ido?
España, Francia, Inglaterra, Alemania y la República Checa.
Muy bien, muy bien. All right, listeners, where has Francisco been?
Francisco ha sido en los Estados Unidos, en Francia, en Alemania, en Inglaterra. Inglaterra.
I don't think he said that.
Colombia.
Okay. Paraguay.
Paraguay, en la punta de no sé qué.
El sur del Brasil.
Brasil, okay.
I don't mucho países.
Muchos países, ¿no?
Países. All right. So Paul, all of a sudden, this little ecosystem, this little Spanish practice, training practice, conversation Spanish ecosystem spawns a new little variation, because now, Paul, you can say, well, you have, we do it point by point. You have gone.
Oh, so has idos a muchos países.
Good. I'm going to do it point by point here, and everyone can follow along. You got it, Paul. You got it. Has ido.
Has ido a muchos países.
Should I reply?
Yeah, go ahead. Francisco.
Sí, he ido a muchos países.
Paul, what
bueno.
Gracias.
I'm talking a lot today because this is the first time we've gotten together, and like so I'm talking more than I ever wanted to. I really don't want to talk method, but if it's the first time you want to talk method, and so Paul, I got to point this out. That's excellent, Paul. What just happened? What we're going for, Paul, is that next time this comes around, you have that ready.
Mm.
You know, next time Francis, or you hear someone, Sue says, "Yeah, I've been to every country." Wow, has ido a muchos.
Muchos millones kilometers.
Yeah. All right, so that's what we're looking for. Anyone else have anything to add here? Talking about places you have been, have not been, or asking someone if they've been someplace. Rob, anything there? Jeremiah, anything that comes to mind? There's nothing wrong. There's nothing bad. And you can say anything you want.
Ha sido muchos viajes alto.
¿Perdón?
Sí, he ido a Milano.
Has ido a Milano, Rob?
Yeah, Milano, Italia.
Perfecto. Perfecto. Can you give me that full sentence, Rob? Nice and easy. No, take it.
He ido a Milano, Italia.
Perfecto. He ido a Italia. Now everyone's either been to Italy or not. So as a group mind, you can reflect that. You can go, yeah, I've been to Milano also, Dave.
No
He
he ido a Milano.
Gracias, yes. No he ido.
No he ido
Mhm.
a
That's
Milán.
true for everyone. It's true. One of those two is true for everyone. Yo, me, here, perdón. Yo, su,
He ido a Milano. Auto.
Milano.
No he ido a Milano todavía.
Ido a Milano. A Milano.
Todos los días.
Tampoco he ido a Milano.
Tampoco, muy bien, muy bien. Sue, are you a ido or no? I'm in the no ido group. Are you with me? No ido or ido? Okay, no, muy bien, muy bien. It's a little quiet there, but it's all good. I can hear you. It's faint.
Oh, okay.
All right. Very nice. What's the verb starting point that this all revolves around?
Ido.
Ido.
Ido, yeah.
Ido.
One way to visualize and again, I know I'm talking. I want to get the method, and then we don't have to talk too much. Not in English. One way to visualize it is that eido is the verb, is the seed of a. That says, if you can read my hand, eido. Now imagine all the branches that extends to. You could say eido a Cuba, eido a Mexico, eido a Alemania. The verb starting point holds the vocabulary together in the same way that a single branch holds together many leaves. Easy visual way to go. Okay, I'm going to produce my answer. In fact, my thought is going to flow out of my brain in this tree shape, starting with the verb starting point. You can't go wrong. I mean, you can't make a mistake unless you can't read it because of my handwriting. But that's the only reason that you can't.
Estoy bien, Tony.
Estoy is a great verb starting point. Fabio, take that thing off, please, because I need to see everyone. Gracias. Estoy is a good verb starting point. See how it holds together the vocab? How do you say estupenda, Sabrina?
Estupenda. Estoy estupenda.
Right. How do you say sick? Enferma.
Estoy enferma.
Enferma. Estoy estupenda. Estoy bien.
Estoy bien.
Estoy bien. Estoy estupenda.
Estoy enferma.
Estoy enferma. Estoy XYZ, whatever you want to say. At some point it gets too maybe clunky to write this every, to draw a tree every time. But like if I need to get this in my mind, I find this is the way to install that right into my mind. Estoy this, estoy that. Where have I been? Oh, well, I've gone. He ido a Orlando. He ido a Mexico. No. He ido a Milano. So what we call infinite conversation.
Tony,
¿Sí?
una pregunta.
A ver.
Se dice, no he ido en los Estados Unidos o no he ido a los Estados Unidos.
Ah.
Ah.
Sabrina, because because the preposition meaning to, right? I've gone to a place. Because that's such a constant, you could really include it in the verb starting point. So atrocious handwriting, but either could be your, wait for it, everyone wait for it, lexical chunk. Lexical chunk. What's a lexical chunk? Chunk is a group of words that always come to, maybe not always come together, but can always come together. Draw a big circle around either consider that one push of a button. You don't get creative. You don't change the button. You don't cut any of the buttons in half on your keyboard and say, oh, I'm going to have a half button, left button, right button. Either doesn't change. Now you're free to roam, like you're free to either roam, either Roma, either los Estados Unidos, Sabrina.
Todavía no he ido a los Estados Unidos. Pero me gustaría ir.
Yeah. Right. Everyone gets their own lesson. You learn as much or as little as matters to you. Sabrina, we came to this point, you and I, right now. My question for you, Sabrina, mi pregunta para ti, Sabrina. ¿Has ido a los Estados Unidos?
No, todavía no he ido a los Estados Unidos.
Todavía no he ido, everyone. No he ido. Ya he ido.
Todavía no he ido.
Bien. Muy bien. All right, watch this. Una vez. Dos veces. See where this is going? Tres veces. Cuatro veces. Everyone, muchas veces.
Hello.
Due, tres, cuatro, mucho.
What's una vez in English?
One.
Time.
One time.
Yeah.
Once.
Once.
Once, that works. Okay. So can someone say, I've been to Mexico one time? It doesn't have to be true or false. Just say.
En verdad ya he ido a México una vez.
He ido a Mexico una vez. Switch out Mexico. Let it be London. Let it be Milano.
He ido a Milano una vez.
Based on what's on the screen, Fabio, can you say I've been to Los Angeles 2 times?
He ido a Los Ángeles 2 veces.
Can you say I've been to Rio de Janeiro 3 times? Doesn't
He ido a Río 3 veces.
Rio 3. I've been to Milan 4 times.
He ido a Milano 4 veces.
London 5 times.
He ido a Londres muchas veces, o 5 veces, no sé.
I've been to Baltimore many times.
He ido a Baltimore muchas veces.
So, Tony, could I say he ido a Orlando muchas veces por trabajar?
Sí. Well, not only can you say that, but hearing someone say for the first time today, so can I also say this? That is the spirit. That, my friend, is so can I say that? Otherwise, what are you gonna do? Wait for me to tell you what you can say? No, you take the pat. That's why we call grammar a creative tool. That's core principle number 3. Grammar is a creative tool. So he ido a Orlando, Paul. Help me out again.
He ido a Orlando muchas veces por trabajar.
Nice.
Or trabajar. Or trabajo. Okay.
Por el trabajo.
El trabajo. Okay.
Y para trabajar, Tony.
Sure.
Por el trabajo.
One answer. One option.
Sí.
All right. So he ido a Orlando muchas veces por el trabajo, Paul. Can I hear that again?
Por el trabajo.
He ido a Orlando muchas veces por el trabajo.
Okay. Often we talk about learning one thing a day. That should be your thing, Paul. That should be your one thing of the day. Just one thing. But the trick is, Paul, is that if a year from now, God willing, someone said, Paul, what did you learn on March 3? What was your thing of the day on March 3rd? You should be able to go, okay, well, my thing of the day on March 3rd, I don't remember it. That's why it's in my notebook. Oh, on March 3rd, 3 de marzo, he ido a Orlando muchas veces por el trabajo.
Mhm.
Imagine you learned just one thing a day, Paul, but you kept track of what those things are.
Mhm.
30 days from now, you would have definitely learned 30 things. If you don't learn just one thing a day and keep track of what those things are, at the end of 30 days, if I said to you, what did you learn in the last 30 days? You'd be like, well, I don't know. You'd be like, I feel good or I don't feel good. It would just be how you feel. You wouldn't be able to say, no, I learned these things. Oh, did you? Really? So let's test that, Paul. Let's test. Let me ask you if you've ever been to Orlando. So I'm going to say, Paul, ¿has ido a Orlando? I'm going to say, Jason, ¿has ido a Timothy, ¿has ido a Tuscany? ¿Has ido a Sicily? ¿Has ido a Rob? ¿Has ido a California? Cass, ¿has ido a Boston? Right? That question's coming at you.
He ido a New York muchas veces por el trabajo.
Muy bien.
Correct. Big breakthrough. That's a big breakthrough, finally. ¿Y tú, Paul? ¿Has ido a Orlando?
Sí, he ido a Orlando muchas veces por mi trabajo.
Good.
Está bien, está bien, está bien. How's that feel, Paul? Feels like something, no? Feels like Spanish, doesn't it?
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
Feels like Spanish.
What's the big takeaway?
I can't wait to try it out on my gardener.
Con mi jardinero, ¿no?
Perfect. What's the big takeaway today? Anyone? My big takeaway is the one thing a day, and let that one thing be a question. One question, one answer a day, and see where you're at in 30 days. What Fabio and Susanna and Cass and I, the OGs, like what we're here to do is show you the best, I guess, track. Like what are the best questions? We've been studying this for a long time. We've been studying it for months. Some of us have been studying it for years. There are paths of least resistance. For example, these 30 questions are optimal. Why are they optimal? Because they go according to frequency. You're more likely to ask and answer this question than that question. That's how we organize the thing, like on the long run type scale. So that's what we're here to do. Any other takeaways? Sue, anything there, or Sabrina? One question a day, yeah.
¿Puedo preguntarte algo?
Claro que sí, claro que sí.
¿Dónde has ido el año pasado en verano?
El verano.
En verano.
Durante el verano.
Sí.
El año pasado, durante el verano, fui a México. Fui a Atlisco, Puebla, México, con mi familia. All right. Any other comments, questions here? Jeremiah, Rob, Dave?
Tony, fui nadar la verano pasada.
Did I or you did?
Oh, you. Has ido nadar la pasada verano.
Muy bien, muy bien.
¿Dónde?
Right. Well, so we'll get to all this. Dave, quick answer: C. I did go swimming last summer. C. he ido a nadar. All right. So notice how it's very easy for things to spin, not necessarily out of control, but it's able to spin into so many possibilities. And that's a good thing, Dave. That's a beautiful thing. I thank you for, you know what I'm saying? Part of the group class concept is to keep it, it's like keep it as simple as possible because it's automatically going to become complicated. So you got to aim for the simplicity. If you can find, I guess, fluency in a tiny scale, it automatically expands. All right, so that's that. Any other comments or questions here? All right, so this class that you're in right now is going on inside of the premium school community. And we wanted to open it up today so that you can see that we're really doing hard work here in the premium community. The premium community is not free, but it's also not too expensive. It's $47 a month, and we just opened the free, 7-day trial. So this part, everyone, this is the hard sell. You got to do it. You got to do it. There's no reason not to do it. It's the free 7-day trial, which we weren't even doing. Which means that on Wednesday, we're doing how to learn any language. So we talk, no matter what language anyone's learning, we talk strategy. On Thursday, we do this. If the demand for Spanish grows, then we do more Spanish. We're basically here to build like the best school possible for any language learner, and specifically for Spanish speak learners, because that's clearly a popular one. So that's the hard sell. Why not do it? 7-day free trial in premium. You're welcome to join us and keep this thing going.
Where do they click to do that, Tony?
Where do they click for that, Fabio? Where the techno is.
I'll send you the link in the chat.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. And I think we even talked about sweetening it, where if anyone comes up to clicks annual, does the thing for annual, it's like $297. We'll do a free full-on private lesson just as an extra thing, right? So you get annual. We'll meet with Paul, meet with Dave, meet with Rob, be one-on-one and build that plan. Plus everything else. Does that make sense to everyone? Are there any questions about that?
Yeah, I've got a couple of questions about the cost structure in difference between YouTube, your free one, the $47 one, and the upper premier cost level. It would be nice to see some sort of breakdown of what the pros and cons, or not saying a con, but I'm saying what is the advantages and disadvantages.
Sure. Let me tell you a quick answer right now, if you don't mind. Can I tell you a quick answer right now?
Go for it. Yeah.
All right. So the point of YouTube is to try to teach people as much as we can. But the YouTube algorithm doesn't like seeing long lessons. In other words, if I posted this whole class on YouTube, it wouldn't get any views because it's not flashy. It's not clickable. The algorithm doesn't like it. So people see the YouTube for free, obviously, and they say, oh, okay, so this guy has some thoughts on methodology. Maybe I like it. Come to the free community and you can see what we're doing, right? Because we post this class into free and you can tell, okay, so that's what's happening in premium, but we can only dedicate so much energy to the free school. You know what I mean? Like you can see the recording, you can click a link, but if you're looking for hands, and maybe you're not, if you're not looking for anything hands-on and like, let's try to work your brain, like let's make this happen, then the premium's not for you. But if you're interested in a more hands-on thing, Sue, like if you want me, like Timothy, if you want me saying, read it again, perfect. Like if you like that, then that's what the premium school is for. The big difference, Timothy, between premium and free is that free, hey, you're welcome. We're paying for you to be there. We pay $100 a month just for people to come for free. And you can get as much as you can get. But if you want the hands-on, which is where the real learning happens, right? Because it's an action. That's where you come to premium. You do classes with us all week.
So Tony, I think the algorithm for YouTube works better if you and Fabio do the classes to dancing to K-pop.
Yeah, that's right. That is right.
Yeah.
If there were more cats involved, we would have already had this thing.
Maybe had some babies there, right?
Set up, you know?
Baby cats dancing K-pop.
So
last
Tony,
point
sorry, just a question. So the premium, is it mostly group video classes like this, or is there other stuff?
That's
involved?
I think that's the main thing.
And how often, how many times per week?
So far, we're doing 3 hosted by me, but we're also working on a system where we have guest teachers, right? So Susanna has taught a class with us. Horacio and Francisco are going to teach classes soon, and so part of the point there, Paul, is we want to help. We want to create other teachers, right? And we don't think that you have to have like a PhD in second language acquisition to be able to teach. We think that if you capture the method, you can turn around and teach. And so as teacher practice for people, Horacio teaches a class, Francisco teaches a class, maybe even Cass teaches a class. And everyone gets to come and get extra practice that way. But officially, Paul, so far, we've got 3 classes going. You also get the recordings of all the past classes. And whenever we put video courses up, that's at this point it's free for people. So I actually need to reload my Spanish class. I had kind of taken it down for now, but you'll get video courses. You get everything you can possibly get in a hands-on way. That's the number one differential. Free is hands-off. Good luck. Do your best. We'll help you as best we can. Premium is like, here, let's help you hands-on.
Okay.
One more question, please. I thought I saw that the premium cost was $97 a month.
We set it at 47 just for you.
Oh, thank you. That's much more attractive, but I was considering going to premium because I like the hands-on approach as well as the method.
Thank you. That's what we're here to do. That's it. Fabio sent me a message. I said that, Fabio, that if you sign up for the annual, we'll do a one-on-one session.